Every record in Salesforce is assigned a unique ID, even each Salesforce user. This ID can be found at the end of the URL, in reports in the Object ID column, or through the API, for example, through an export file from Data Loader. This video uses Data Loader as the main example, but will be useful for anyone importing child records. If you look closely, you'll see that both the URL and the ID in reports is 15 digits long. API tools such as the Data Loader return an 18-digit ID. Salesforce will recognize both the 15 and 18-digit IDs. Excel, however, does not differentiate between upper and lowercase characters, so it's a best practice to use the 18-digit version, especially if you are manipulating your data in Excel. All records in Salesforce have an owner. This owner must be specified in your import files. If this field is left blank or the column is omitted, then the user doing the import becomes the default owner. The Data Import Wizard allows many options. For custom object owners or solution authors, you can use name, ID, or an external ID. For all other objects, name or ID works. Even within the same CSV, some can be names and others can be IDs. Child records have a parent record. This must be specified in your import files. If this field is left blank or the column is omitted, then the import will fail. If you're using the Data Import Wizard or the Data Loader or any other tools that use the API, you must use the Salesforce Record ID. In this video, we'll walk through importing a list of opportunities using the Data Loader. Your opportunity import file will need both owner IDs and parent account IDs. This means that the users and the accounts must be added to Salesforce before you can import opportunities. Once you get your users in, you can export their IDs and match them to the owner names in your import file. Once your accounts are in Salesforce, you can export their IDs and then match them to the account names. We're logged into AW Computing as the administrator, and we've got a big job of adding users and importing accounts and opportunities. Let's start with the users, since we'll need their IDs in order to match the correct owners with each of the accounts to be imported. In the setup pages, in either Salesforce Classic or Lightning Experience, you can use the Quick Find box to locate users. We're going to select Users, and we'll click Add Multiple Users. Here we can add several users at once. Once we have all our users in the system, we'll use the Data Loader to export their IDs. So we're going to click Export. We'll log in using our regular username and password. We'll choose the user object and rename the extract file and save it to a place where we can find it again. Next, we'll choose the fields to export. The fields you choose will depend on how your import data is structured. If your data uses an email in the owners column, you should export username so that that value can be matched with a VLOOKUP. If your import file uses last name to denote ownership, then export the last name field. Just to be safe, let's export a file of the IDs, the usernames, the first names, last names, whole names, and aliases. This way, however our import file is structured, we'll be able to match the ID with whatever value is in the owner or created by column. Let's finish up and then view the extracted file. Our account import file uses email in the owner or created by column, so we'll move the column with the emails in it to be first in this extract file, so it's ready for VLOOKUP. For more on VLOOKUP, see the video Cleaning and Preparing Data in Excel in this series. Let's open the account import file, which is ready and just needs the owner IDs. We'll use VLOOKUP to match them, and then delete the username column, and save both files. We'll also save a small set of 5 accounts that we will use as a test import before we import our entire file. We'll run through the insert process, starting with our test batch of 5 records. We're going to select the account object and choose our local file with the 5 records. Now we need to map our fields. We'll use Auto Match, and we'll drag the owner ID field to add it, and then import. Let's open the success file in Excel and save it as Account IDs. Once we've inserted all of our accounts, we'll combine all the IDs into one file. And since our Opportunity Import file uses account name, let's move that field to the left of this file so we can use it for VLOOKUP. Now we'll match the owner email with user IDs and account names with account IDs in our Opportunity Import file. We'll demonstrate this with all 3 files open. We'll use VLOOKUP to match the user IDs to the owner ID column in our Opportunity Import file. Then we'll match the account IDs to the account names, again using VLOOKUP. Then we can delete the owner name and account name columns. We don't show it in this video, but before you can delete the owner and account name columns, you must convert the formulas to values using Paste Special. Otherwise, you'll get an error. We're going to save the Opportunity Import file as a CSV, and then we'll insert these records into Salesforce using the Insert command in Data Loader. The order in which you import your objects is important. Make sure you get your users and parent objects in first so that the child records can be properly matched to their owners and their parent records. To summarize, we added users, and we used the Data Loader to export their IDs. We used VLOOKUP to match these IDs to the opportunity owners. We used Data Loader to insert accounts, and we saved the import success file to get the account IDs. We used VLOOKUP to match account IDs to account names. Once we had IDs for both the record owner and the parent account, we inserted the opportunities. For more information on importing data, watch the rest of this video series, or visit our Success community at success.salesforce.com. Salesforce. We help you connect to your customers in a whole new way, create one-to-one customer journeys, and get smarter and more predictive about every customer. And with Lightning Platform, you can create mobile apps lightning fast so your team can run their business from their phones.